Good morning, everybody. We're just doing a couple more things, get things set up and running. We'll begin here very shortly. Okay, I think that works. All right, cool. So awesome. Today is another Friday Digital Edge section from the E-Professor Justin Letheby. What we are going to talk today about is really the one thing that most realtors do or don't do, rather, that will help, that will start your January very, very slow. A lot of us, we get very behind. We do what we're supposed to do in September, October, maybe even in November. We set the goals in place, which is great, but we don't do some of the things up front to make that a little bit easier for you here. So that means you start the new year maybe just a little messy. Maybe you're messing with some old leads, outdated messaging, maybe not even a clear plan. Hopefully today, I got 5 steps that are going to help you fix that plan. Wherever you guys come in from, please let me know. Tell me where you are from. I always like to hear and see where you are at. And hopefully we will see some good stuff. I always can do this. We are starting new things this year. This will be a live stream. We may try to create some of these down the road and convert them into, they'll always be on demand later, but maybe try to do a couple different things with that as well. So today, again, 5 things that are going to help you start today right now. Quick 10-minute edge to get you moving. First one I'm going to tell you right now is look at your MLS. Your MLS system needs a reset. So what does that mean? That means when we are talking in here, let's go look at those contacts. Make sure all those people in the MLS that you are using right now are there. We don't have any duplicates in place, that you have audited all those auto emails. In my MLS system, MRED, I can set property emails for all my agents or my clients, actually all my agents too, if I want to do it that way, but all my clients in there. And maybe I need to clean some of those up. Some of those might be being used as well as it could. Maybe I need to optimize some of those searches to go out there. Also, make sure in your MLS system, you know all the current modern functionality in the tool. As an example, for us out here in the Chicagoland area, or Illinois, really, we are growing quite fast. We have MRED, we have an MLS tool out there that's added quite a bit over the last year that people aren't using. But even what's more surprising, we've added things over 5 years ago that people still aren't using, which one is a modern 2.0 portal for our clients. Our clients now have a little more power on the dashboard. So that's always nice. Make sure that you are optimized and using things that will work. The reason you want to do this is because this is going to help you communicate more effectively with your clients on a day-to-day basis. And then try to find or determine 2 new searches that you want to use in the new year in 2026. I always like to do a market watch of sorts. So I always like to have an area that I'm trying to expertise in, a neighborhood, subdivision, school area, whatever it is that I'm trying to become that go-to resource for. I'm always going to make sure I do that market watch in there so I get updates, whether it's using third-party tools supplied by my MLS or just going straight in and creating reports that can come out weekly, monthly to let me know what's happening in that area. Also, one of my favorite tools, most have them, is a hot sheet. That way, every day in that same area, I can see what's new, what's gone under contract, what's closed, and I can be very effective in my market knowing what's happened. That clean MLS, setting up a couple new searches, is going to transform how you start January 1. You want to do that one today. Welcome everybody that comes in. If you do have questions or comments, let me know. Also, tell me where you're at in the comments. I love to hear that. Two, much like your MLS, because your MLS is also a CRM as far as I am concerned, I want you to do a CRM data detox. So what does that mean? That means let's go look at your database. Let's go look at those leads. Now, I am never a fan of deleting any leads in there. Really, the only time I think you should really delete a lead in there is if they've said, delete me, take me out, get rid of me. I do not want to be in your system at all. Then fine, go through and clean that up. Another reason you may want to do that is from an email programming perspective. You may want to delete if you are coming out there and needing to make sure you're not getting spammed, right? So sometimes clean database, especially hard bounces, you might as well get rid of some of that information, especially if you don't have great contact information. But I don't think you should typically delete if you don't have to. Maybe you need to archive those. Maybe you need to make them inactive. But maybe you just need to move them to a secondary strategy that you're going to use to communicate this year. Maybe you need to formulate a new cold lead communication strategy to get them moving forward. Find them in Facebook, find them in Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever, and trying to find maybe different ways to launch that conversation. I would also, along that lines, create a re-engage list that you're going to create in your CRM that you want to refocus on. Who are those leads that ghosted you? Or maybe you ghosted them and you need to re-engage with them. Who are those leads, those family members, SOIs that you know are hitting some of those key data points that you know are probably thinking about selling their home or buying a home, right? How long they've lived in the house. Are they ready to outgrow their current their current home size, or they need to move or relocate? Re-engage list will always help you focus on that. And the nice thing about that, going into step 3 about your CRM detox, is go in, use a tool like ChatGPT to create a series of AI campaign messages, right? Tell them who this audience is. Tell them what the goal is you want to get out of this audience, and come in place and make sure you are marketing to them in ways that they want to and need to be heard. So always make sure you are coming in quickly and rewriting that stuff. AI, ChatGPT is my favorite, will always make there. Thank you all for coming in. If you can, tell me where you're from. Happy to engage with you. If you do have questions, please let me know. I will see it in my comment sections, no matter what platform you are on. Step 3, create that year-end market story, or really what I am kind of monitoring as the financial audit of the house. So one of the things that I absolutely love to do, or encourage people to do, is come into tools like RPR or something along that lane. So go into the MLS data and pull specific numbers out there. But I really like RPR for this right now. There is a report, a market activity report. You can put basic property dynamics in the market activity in a community. You could even do it around a subdivision if you wanted to. And it gives you a report just kind of telling you what the market dynamics of that area is, specifically based on the specifics, the details of that house. This makes your life a little bit easier, and you have a really good send that you can send for them January 1, March 1, February 1, that first quarter. You need to get it out there and put that in place. What helps with this is this tells them what it looks like for them, what the equity of the home is. How are they doing? This isn't a CMA. This is not what your home value is worth. This is just what's going to happen. And if you need help for sending the email out or trying to get that phone call and that phone conversation, that's fine. Just write a prompt in AI. Write a year-end market story for homeowners in blah city. Use the MLS trends to explain how 2025 changed equity and what opportunities are going to exist in 2026. And then send it via email. Do it to a social media. Do it, DM them, whatever you need to do, make that happen. These will help out there. This is a really good way to communicate with some of those people in your world that are out there, especially those VIPs that you have. All right. So far, we have talked about your MLS, your CRM, and then creating that year-end market story for each of your clients, especially those VIPs. Now, let's talk about automation. With AI, there's a lot more automation coming down the road. And really, to be honest with you, with your CRM specifically on what you're buying, if you are paying for a packaged CRM, they are starting to build a lot of automation into the program. So don't be afraid to jump into those and see what you can do in there. There are very fun tools that you can start using these days that will help you create an AI-powered follow-up system, maybe a monthly touch. And why these automations matter today, especially with AI, is they're going to be able to very specifically communicate in the tone, terms, comments your clients want to hear. I was talking to a few newsletter companies, for a lack of better terms, and one of the real fascinating things that I saw in there was the fact that they are starting to engage for other companies, for their clients, and knowing where they're, what's attracting them, what are they watching, what are they reading, what are they doing, and then the newsletters are being very tailored and customized to each person. It's a very interesting strategy that I think is going to take legs in 2026. But that also could be your social media campaigns, right? We could do a lot of stuff in here. And even lead tagging for your automation is going to be critical in 2026. So start thinking about those tags, those labels you are giving new leads, even your existing sphere that you want to have that's going to help you build momentum down the road for that. And last but not least, one of my topics in here, although I am the tech guy and I do love talking tech, I'm going to tell you right now, tech cannot change behavior. Tech cannot change what we are doing today. And when we are trying to focus on what we need to grow for 2026, a lot of times these are goals-based. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with a goal-based philosophy, right? I have them. We all have them. And we should all have them to some degree. But you can't attach or attack your goals if you're not trying to attack at least like one behavioral change in there. Behaviors are going to get you the results. I can say I want to have 10 listings, but what am I doing to get those 10 listings? What am I doing to be in front of more people? Those are the behaviors we want to change. I am a John Maxwell certified trainer, speaker, and coach, and I'm a big proponent of personal growth going along with professional growth goals. These are things that we should be trying to do on a daily basis. So I would recommend try to chase one behavioral change. Do atomic habits in these strategies, such as let's have 10 conversations per day. I want to create one CMA per week. I would need to create 2 social media posts per day. I need to have 15 sphere touches per week. What is that one thing, that attainable behavior that I can control that we will do in place here? So I'm challenging you guys today, right now, make sure you are trying to do these 5 things to get ready for January. Do that MLS reset, your CRM detox, create that end of the year market story for your clients, create one AI automation in your tools, and then find, this is last but definitely not least, find at least one behavioral goal you're going to change in 2026. If you do these 5 things, you start today before December 31st, you will walk into January of 2026 with momentum, with clarity, not chaos. So if you're always looking for more strategies like this, please always watch the YouTube channel, like, subscribe, or all of them, Instagram, LinkedIn. I'm putting these on all the platforms these days. Starting January 1, my behavioral change, these are all going to be live. I can't always guarantee the time. It will always be Friday, but please make sure for those tools that you are watching me through that you subscribe and put the alerts on. That way, when they do come up, you are not missing them. Also, if you want to be a part of any other things out there, subscribe, go to my webpage, hit the QR code up top there. There are various things you can do to help yourself stay informed We will see you at the next training.